Hello and welcome to your Hatha Vinyasa class. Today's class is going to focus on the Hatha portion and we're going to stay low to the floor mostly for class. Please honor your body, move as is comfortable, and we'll get started in a comfortable seat. Eyes gently closed or softened towards your mat. Shoulders over your hips. With every generous breath, feel your shoulders relax down your back body. Heart continues to reach to the sky. And find gentleness within yourself. Take a slow, generous inhale into your nose. Open mouth exhale. One more breath in. Breath out. Seal your lips for natural breath. Inhale, sweep your arms up high to the sky. Exhale, let your palms float behind your head as you twist to the left, fingertips on the horizon as they reach away from each other. Inhale, arms up, torso to the front. Exhale, bend at your elbows, fingertips peel behind you as you twist yourself to the right, fingertips reach away. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right palm down, left arm overhead. Press the mat away from you with your right palm as your left arm continues to reach up and over. Big stretch in your side body. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. We'll speed this up, breath to movement. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Do one more time, both sides. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, palms float down just right in front of your knees. And try to get as closest to your body as possible. So maybe that means bringing your arms slightly to the outside of your legs. Take an inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, push the mat away from you to the chest. Inhale, chest will lift. Exhale, push away. Keep moving with your breath at your pace. This is a version of cat and cow, a seated version. Nice work. Keep it moving here. Chest reaches. Shoulder blades down and back. And then on your exhale, curling in. So I'm moving a little bit quick here. You decide if you want to move fast or slow. Go with your breath at your pace. So we're inviting in heat right here as you move through this cat and cow version seated. Here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When you're ready, roll over your knees, meet in tabletop, hips over top your knees, shoulders over your wrists. Keep your toes tucked under. Take an inhale, belly lowers, heart rises, tail follows. Exhale, round and curl. So we're here for 2 more rounds. Inhale, heart will rise, press into the earth with all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, and then curl in on your exhale. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, breath in. Breath out. Pause and center, gaze over your right shoulder, send your hips over to the left, and then find the other side. Make your way back to center. Turn your right fingertips in to face you. Wrist will face out and make some small circles here with your body. You got it. Try to keep your entire palm planted, so the circles might be really small here. Go in the opposite direction. And then pause, right fingertips forward, left fingertips back, let them face you and find a small little circle here. Press your entire palm down, base of your palm all the way to the tips of your fingers. And then switch the direction. And then gently pause, left fingertips face forward. Big inhale, sweep your right arm high to the sky. As you exhale, take your fingertips back, down, forward, and up in a big back stroke. Continue, nice big circle here. And then switch the direction of your circle. And on your next inhale, right fingertips will reach up nice and tall to the sky. As you exhale, weave right arm underneath your left, palm face up. So you can rest your left ear, left shoulder down on the floor. This is your thread the needle pose. You're welcome to pause for a different kind of stretch and sensation in the body. Crawl your left fingertips forward and maybe slightly over to the right. Keep your fingertips tented on the earth as you press into them. If you decided to move your left fingertips, pull them back underneath your left shoulder, press down, inhale, right arm will sweep up nice and high to the sky. Exhale, right palm comes down to your mat. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. On your exhale, reach your fingertips back, down, forward in a big backstroke. Continue with this big circle right here. And then gently switch the direction of that nice big circle, big front stroke. Next time your fingertips come up high, pause, reach, inhale. Exhale, thread the needle other side, left palm face up as it weaves underneath your right arm. Gently rest your left shoulder, left ear down on the floor. Feel free to stay or crawl your right fingertips forward and maybe slightly over to the left. Continue to press into your fingertips for a different kind of sensation in the body. And slowly pull your right fingertips, right palm back underneath your right shoulder. Press down, inhale, sweep your left arm up high, unravel. Exhale, left palm comes down to meet your mat. Curl all 10 toes under, press down into the earth, feel your knees hover. Hold in a hovering tabletop. Your knees are an inch off the floor for 5. Down dog in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips high, thighs to the back wall. You may need to walk your feet slightly away from you to make room in your inverted V pose for downward facing dog. Lengthen your heels down towards your mat as you continue to press firm through all 10 fingers, as if you wanted to push your mat away from you. Feel that difference in your shoulders, your upper back, when you have that pressed sensation through your palms. Then start to bend generously into your right knee, extend your left heel towards your mat, and slowly switch. Continue with your gentle bicycle of your heels up and off the floor. Since we are focusing on the Hatha part of class today, and we're doing mostly a floor-based class, I'll ask you as you move through our poses to go a little slower. Hatha is essentially a balancing type of yoga. So today we're balancing out with the intensity we face in life, the intensity we often face in a yoga class, and just taking something a little bit more gentle for today. And then pause in stillness, let your heels get heavy again towards your mat. Allow a small bend in your knees to help lengthen your tail taller to the sky. It's still a downward facing dog, whether your knees are long or whether there's a bend. So to shift forward into your high plank, shoulders come over your wrists, heels over the balls of your feet. For less heat, you can lower your knees down to your mat. That's where I'll be today. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so I'll be taking my class nice and slow. Hold in your plank whatever you choose, whether it's a full plank knees off the floor, or whether it's a half plank with your knees down. Continue to press the mat away from you with your palms and belly in nice and strong. If you have your knees lifted, activity in your legs. Let the energy radiate out your heels. You're here, inhale. As you exhale, elbows hug in, start to lower all the way down to the floor. Load up the weight in your triceps. And then gently, belly will meet down on your mat. Uncurl your toes, shoelaces, pelvis roots you down. Inhale, peel your nose, your chest up off of the floor. Find your low cobra. Exhale to release. Inhale, peel your upper body off of the mat. Find your low cobra. And exhale to lower. One more time, inhale, peel, lift your upper body. Find your low cobra. And then hold right here. From your low cobra, extend your fingertips out to the side of your mat. Elbows will face up. Start in this reverse goalpost. Find your inhale, lift a little bit taller. As you exhale, dip your right shoulder in, gaze to the left. Inhale through center. And then exhale, dip your left shoulder in, gaze to the right. Inhale for center. Exhale, dip your right shoulder in. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder in. Continue to move here at your pace. So we'll be here again for a little while, kind of like in our seated cat and cow. This is where the vinyasa portion of class comes in. Vinyasa is just a flow style, and right here, this is where we find that flow. Our breath to movement. Inviting in a little bit of heat, but still allowing the gentleness to radiate through. You'll be here for about 8 more rounds of breath. You're here for about 5 more seconds. I'm counting you down. And then the next time you lift your chest through center, pause, root again through the tops of your feet, your pelvis, replace your palms underneath your shoulders, and then press yourself back into downward facing dog, your inverted V pose. Make any readjustments, rearrangements as necessary as you continue to find that press of the mat far away from you. Gaze forward to the top of your mat, and then just step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down to the ground to meet in your lunge. A firm root through your entire right foot. Inhale, sweep your arms up high, fingertips to the sky. Beautiful. Find a drive down and slightly forward with your left knee. As if you wanted to try to square your hips towards the front of the room. Bigger inhale as your fingertips reach a little taller. Maybe peel your gaze up to the sky. Small balance challenge. And then as you exhale, cactus into your arms. Lift your chest up a little bit taller. Perhaps trace your gaze further along the ceiling to invite in a small back bend. Hold here nice and strong. Open, expansive through the front body as you continue to pull your shoulder blades together behind you. Maybe you even start to notice a stretch in your left hip flexors. Big inhale, find length, reach your fingertips to the sky. As you exhale, palms come down to frame your foot. Left palm stays, inhale, right arm peels you up high to the sky. Gaze will follow to find your twist. If you'd like to add on some heat this evening, curl your back toes under and float your back knee off the floor. Tonight, I will keep my back knee down to offer more support in my own body. With every single breath, imagine you want to press the earth away from you on your left side and reach for the sky on your right. Notice you may get a little bit lighter in your upper body as you find the sensation in the outer extremities. One inhale here. Exhale, sweep your right palm down, shift your hips towards the back of the room as your right toes flick to the sky. Left knee is down on the floor for your half split pose. If there's a small bend in your right knee, guess what? You're still doing yoga. This is still your half splits. Find a generous inhale, find a little bit more length through your crown. And as you exhale, curl in, encourage your nose closer towards your knee. Find your generous breath here in this forward folded half split. Notice that your breath fills your back body slightly more than your front. Right toes will flex a little bit more towards your face and gently start to let your right toes curl over towards the right. Your inner right leg will open to the sky. Slowly bring your toes back through center and then let your toes fall in towards the left. Still keep them slightly flexed here. You'll notice this really big stretch in the outside of your right leg in the IT band. Only let your toes fall to the left as far as comfortable here. Go to your point in your journey of where you feel the stretch, where there is a sensation, but nothing uncomfortable, painful, or too intense. Then slowly let your toes come back up to center. Shift yourself forward into a lunge. Palms will plant firmly down on your mat. Back toes curl under. Float your back knee. You'll step back for a downward facing dog. Stand stillness or take a little bit of movement. You bend into one knee then the other. Whatever feels good for you tonight. Then gently pause. Step your left foot forward in between your palms. Lower your right knee down. Inhale, palm sweep out and up to knee in a low lunge. Fantastic. Find the root down into your entire left foot. That slight drag back with your left heel. Feel the left leg light up and then press forward and slightly down with your right knee. The sensation like your hips will square towards your computer. Big inhale, reach a little taller, maybe gaze up, small balance challenge. Stay here, let the energy pull you up from your low belly to your chest, your crown. Breath in. As you exhale, cactus your arms, open your upper body. Hold right here. Maybe let your gaze trace further along the ceiling. Encourage a slightly deeper back bend if it works in your body tonight. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Exhale, let your palms float down to frame your foot. Right palm stays. Inhale, left arm peels up to the sky. Your gaze is welcome to follow if that's comfortable in your neck. For added heat, curl your back toes under, float your back knee off of the floor. Otherwise, you'll stay here with me with your right knee planted firmly down. While you're here, think about that strong press with your right palm, that strong reach with your left. You want your wrists to pull away from each other. And even though you have that strong press down, you may notice some lightness across your chest. If your back knee was lifted, go ahead and lower it down. Sweep your right palm down to the floor as you send your hips towards the back of your mat. Left toes flick to the sky for your half split pose. Take an inhale, find a little bit more length. As you exhale, fold in a little bit deeper if that's where your body allows you to go today. So if you'd like to invite in that idea of vinyasa right here, this is where you find that small itty bitty flow. Every inhale, that slight bit of lengthening through your crown, through your back body. And every exhale, a little bit more depth as you fold in. Toes are flexed towards your face, and then gently let your left toes fall over to the left. Open the inner part of your leg to the sky, just a slightly different sensation in this pose. Then gently take your toes back through center and very slowly, very gently, let them fall into the right. Stretch for the outer part of your left leg, the IT band. So check in here. Maybe this side of the body is different than the other. Toes may go farther or toes may not. Maybe you notice they're at about the same area. And then turn your toes back towards center. Shift yourself forward into a lunge. Palms plant firmly on the floor. Back toes curl under, float your back knee. Step back for downward facing dog. Here again, you can find a light pedaling of your legs. Lengthen through the backs of your knees, your calves, your hamstrings, or you can stay in stillness. Once you pause in your downward dog, root firmly through your entire left palm, and then reach your right arm underneath you and over to the outer part of your left leg. You'll grab onto either your outer calf, your outer thigh, or your ankle with your right hand on the left leg. Let both heels fall a little closer towards your mat. Keep the firm press through your entire left arm. Then gently released, right palm replaces for downward dog. Let's go right into the other side. Left palm reaches underneath you for the outer part of your right leg. You choose where you want your palm to fall on your leg. So this right here is our heat building. Some instructors will say downward dog is a resting pose. It's not a resting pose. There's definitely a lot of activity that happens, especially in the upper body. So continue with that firm press through your entire right palm. Stay supported. Gently release, find down dog. We're just here for one more stretch for both sides. So stay in your down dog, but walk your toes together so that they touch, but you're still in your inverted V position. And then from here, you'll lift your right toes about 2 inches off of the mat and hook it behind your left foot. So your legs are now crossed, your pinky toes do their best to touch. Press through both your palms, really send your hips up high. You'll notice a big stretch in the backs of the legs. Slowly unwind your feet, bring the big toes back together to touch. Then lift your left foot off the mat about 2 inches, hook it behind your right. Plant your toes down, maybe your pinky toes almost touch, then press a lot through all 10 fingers. Hips raise a little bit higher to the sky. Slowly release, toes come back together, knees come down to your mat. From here, make sure your hips are over your knees. You might just shift forward a little bit, almost in a tabletop. And then walk your palms far out in front of you to rest your upper body down while your hips stay up in the sky for your Anahatasana, for your heart opening pose or puppy pose. Hips stay over your knees. Chest comes down close to the earth. Perhaps your forehead rests down. I'm very open in my upper body, so my chin will actually rest down. Otherwise, keep your forehead down, almost like a child's pose, but with a lot of extension through the upper body. From your heart opening pose, press back into your palms. Bring your big toes to touch, knees nice and wide, forehead down to your mat, and you will weave your arms behind you so that the tops of your forearms rest next to your calves, and maybe gently grab onto your heels with your fingertips. We're roughly halfway through class, so take a little rest here, take a little check-in. with every round of breath, aware of where it settles in your body. We're here again in a pose where the front body is compressed, and you may notice that the back body expands a little bit more with every single inhale, with every single exhale. Stay in your child's pose. Release your fingertips forward towards the top of your mat. Bring your palms together to touch, and then bend into your elbows as you send your thumbs to the base of your skull. Stretch for your triceps. Then gently release your palms back down. We'll make our way back into downward facing dog. So take your time getting there. There's no rush. However you want to, gently find your downward dog. Once you find your down dog, bring your gaze to your right palm and then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your left knee down to the ground. So we'll meet in our wide-legged lunge. So right foot is on the outside of your right palm, your left knee's down to the floor. Nice work. You're welcome to stay here, press on your palms, elevated in your chest. If you have yoga blocks with you, you can place them right underneath your chest so your forearms can rest on them. Or if it's comfortable, you can bring one forearm down and maybe the other on the inside of your right leg. So this is your full expression of lizard pose. You choose where you want to go. We're going to hold for quite a few rounds of breath. So you decide what works in your body. If you want to switch between the two poses, that is perfectly fine as well. So wherever you are right now, find a gentle close of your eyes or soften your gaze between your thumbs. Tune into the sensation in your left hip flexor. Every breath, allow more relaxation into that area of the body. Like a coiled string slowly unraveling. Become more aware of the mat underneath you, underneath your palms, your right foot, the supportiveness, the grip. And as you stay and breathe, if it calls to you, start to place your right hand on top of your right thigh. Push your leg away from you as you feel your chest spin up to the sky. Then slowly start to release your right palm down to the inside of your right leg. Back toes curl under, float your back knee and take a big step forward. Left foot outside of your left hand. We're in a big wide-legged forward fold now. Take an inhale, halfway rise. Your fingertips can stay on the floor or they can come to your shins. Core is strong, shoulder blades on your back body. And as you exhale, release back down to the mat. We'll take a few more rounds, breath to movement. Inhale, find your halfway rise. Exhale, release. Take some more. Inhale, halfway rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue with your breath. Go at your pace. We're here again. We invite that vinyasa idea back in, that constant movement, that constant flow. Use your full breath here, the full inhale to get you into your halfway lift, and your full exhale to bring you back into your fold. You're here for 8 more rounds of breath. Last 4. Last 1. And hold your forward fold, beautiful. So you might have some more heat inside your body now, a little bit more warm. Palms will plant firmly on the mat on the insides of your legs. And then keep your left foot where it is. Step your right foot back generously. Right knee will float down to your mat. Palms can stay on the inside of your left foot, or you can bring your right forearm down to the mat. Maybe your left will join. Maybe you have yoga blocks and they come underneath your forearms. You get to decide. Wherever you choose to go, right here will drop in again. So make your adjustments. Make this pose work for you. Left foot on the outside of your left palm. Right knee is back and down. Eyes will close or soften them in between your thumbs. Let's switch the focus to the right hip flexor. Aware of sensation right there. Imagine uncoiling, unraveling in that space. Every breath, there's more depth. And start to shift your focus to your heart. Can you feel it beat? Can you tune into its internal sound? If it calls to you, left palm can float onto your left thigh. As you press your leg away from you, your chest will float open. Then lower your left palm back down to the inside of your left foot. Curl your back toes under, float your back knee, and step back for your downward facing dog. You're here again. From your down dog, inhale your right leg up high to the sky for 3-legged dog. On your exhale, stay here. Bend your knee, open your hip. Try to stack right hip on top of left as your knee points up to the sky. Really squeeze your right heel in towards your glutes. At the same time, press through both your palms. Feel your shoulders re-square to your mat. Opening here in the quad, the hip, the side body, maybe even the front body if you're feeling a little extra tight there today. With slowness, start to curl your right knee in towards your chest as you come forward for a one-legged plank, your tiger pose. And then shift your right knee over to your right arm. Shift your right ankle towards the left side. Lower your outer calf down to find a number 7 with your legs, a half pigeon pose. Good job. Back knee will come down to the earth as you uncurl your back toes. Take a big inhale, bring your gaze up to the sky. As you exhale, fold forward over your front leg. This is your full expression of your half pigeon pose. You have the right leg underneath you. Your forearms are welcome to stay planted firmly on your mat as you gently close your eyes, or you can crawl your palms all the way out in front of you as you rest your forehead down. We are only going to hold pigeon pose for about 6 breaths, and then we're going to move into some other stretches that come from pigeon pose. So right here, focusing on both sides of your hips, nice and heavy. Openness in the outer part of your right hip, right glutes. And then go ahead and press back up onto your palms as you lift your chest up. So nice short pigeon pose today. Roll onto your right hip, flick your left toes to the sky. So you're here in the seated position. You have your right heel pulled in towards your body. Take an inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, left palm lowers to the top of your left leg, right arm reaches up overhead. So this is your lateral stretch. So we're stretching to the side body right now. So try not to curl your chest down towards the mat or up to the sky. Stay in this perfect lateral place, lateral land, we'll call it. So you gaze forward, chest is open forward. You have a big stretch to your right side body, maybe even down into your right QL, the muscles in your lower back. Reach both arms tall to the sky. Big inhale. As you exhale, bring both your palms behind you, fingertips face away from you. Walk your palms as far away from you as you possibly can, and then press into the mat, lift your chest up, stretch for the fronts of your shoulders and your chest. Lift your chest up, puff it up as much as you can here. Big stretch across the front body. And then gently release as you walk your fingertips back in, shoulders over your hips. You'll pull your left leg in. So your left foot will come in front of your right calf. Take a look at your right leg and shift it slightly left so that right knee is in front of right hip, right heel is in front of left hip. You have your right leg kind of perpendicular towards the top. Then cross your left ankle on top of your right. So I'll face you head on. This is called fire log pose. You have each knee in line with each hip, each heel in line with each hip. So you got a little square in front of you. So if you have very open hips, you might be able to fold forward all of the way, walk your hands completely out and lie down over your legs. Personally, my hips are very tight, so I'm gonna stay right here in an upright position. And to make this more intense, what I'll do is I'll just start to lean forward. So our pigeon pose we held for a short amount of time. This one will hold for a little bit longer, that 8 rounds of breath. So forward fold just as much as you possibly can here, as much as is comfortable in your hips. This is a really big hip opener. You're here for about 7 more rounds of breath. I'm counting you down. This is a big pose, so find that gentleness within, that hatha part, that balancing. Then slowly bring your shoulders back upright, unravel your legs with your hands, nice and gentle. Good work. Palms come behind you. Just give your feet a nice little windshield wiper, left to right, or your knees rather. And then find stillness. Bring your legs off to one side, move through tabletop, and then immediately into your downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale your left leg up high to the sky. Stay here on your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, stack left hip on top of right, pull and squeeze your left heel in towards your glutes. This will be your activity in this pose as well as your upper body strength. So you stretch through the quad, the hips, the side body, square your shoulders down towards the earth as you press firm through all 10 fingers. And then with control, start to curl your left knee into your chest to meet in a one-legged plank in your tiger pose. Shift your knee over to the left, go slow, make this an intentional movement. Shift your foot slightly over to the right, and then lower your outer calf down, lower your right knee down, uncurl your back toes, nice work. Big inhale, lift your chest up nice and tall. And as you exhale, fold over your front leg as much as is comfortable. Maybe you'll lie down completely. Maybe you'll keep your forearms on the floor, and maybe you keep your palms on the ground. So we'll be here for 6 rounds of breath. Not a very long time in our pigeon pose, but enough time to still get some openness and then to move into our other postures. Let both sides of your hips get heavy, not favoring one side or the other. Tune into the depth in the left outer hip. the depth in your breath. And our fast little pigeon pose is already over. Press into your palms, lift your chest up, roll onto the outer part of your left hip, right toes will face the sky. So you meet me in this seated position, left heel close in towards your body. Take an inhale, arms will reach up. As you exhale, right palm meets the top of your right leg as your left arm reaches up overhead. We have this lateral stretch here, so keep both sides of your hips firmly planted on the mat underneath you. Gazes forwards, encourage your chest slightly forward. So not so much it becomes a back bend, and not so little it becomes this super forward fold. Keep it nice and lateral, this side body stretch in the left side. And then slowly inhale both your arms up high to the sky. As you exhale, let your palms fall behind you, fingertips face away. Walk your palms out as far as possible without lying down. And then press your hands into the earth as you really puff your chest up as much as you can to the sky. Big stretch for the fronts of the shoulders, for your chest. Then slowly push yourself back on up to upright. We'll set up for fire log. So take your left knee in front of your left hip, left heel in front of your right hip, and then big crossover as you take your right ankle on top of your left knee. When you're ready, you can fold as much as is comfortable over both your legs towards the top of your mat. Just depends how open your hips are. Or you can stay nice and upright. So it's completely up to you. We'll be here for 8 rounds of breath, just like before. So decide how much depth you want in this pose and where your body will ultimately allow you to go. Perhaps find more generous inhale, more generous exhale as you sink into the intensity of the hip stretch. Then gently begin to press yourself up, all the way up, unravel, unwind your legs, bring them out in front of you. This time directly out in front of you. Give your knees a little shake right here. Shake up and down the mat, get the sensation back in your legs. So we'll come into our last little vinyasa portion. Go ahead and lie down completely on your mat. I'm gonna lie down sideways so you can kind of see what's going on. So lie down completely on the floor. Palms face down next to your hips. Feet are underneath your knees as your knees point up to the sky. Press firmly into the earth with the soles of your feet. Feel your glutes and hamstrings light up, and then lift your hips to the sky for bridge pose. Chest will come closer to your chin. You can even activate your triceps as you press into the mat with your palms. Let's slowly lower the hips down. Let them briefly touch. And then big inhale. Lift your hips to the sky. Exhale. Hips lower, briefly touch. Inhale to lift. Keep moving at your pace with your breath. Keep that firm press down with both your feet. Feel the fire in your hamstrings, in your glutes. So even here, use your full breath. The challenge is not to go as quick as you can or as slow as you can. The challenge is to use your entire inhale to reach the top of the pose, and then to use your entire exhale to lower your hips back down. You're here for about 6 more rounds of breath, and then we'll move into our final stretches. And slowly, hips lower down, let them plant firmly on the floor. Keep your left foot where it is. take your right knee in towards your chest, place your right palm on top of your shin, and just give yourself some circles with the right leg right here. And then make your circles in the opposite direction. Then when you're ready, find stillness, extend your leg to the sky. Take both palms and either interlace them behind your thigh or your calf as you gently encourage your leg in closer towards your body. This is a generous hamstring stretch, so completely relax your toes for this stretch. You only want to focus on the gentle pull in of leg in towards your body. Toes are relaxed. Nothing's going on up there or down there, depending on how spatially you're thinking about your body. And then slowly you'll release, you'll let your leg move into a tabletop position, push into your left foot to slide your hips slightly over to the right, and then extend your left leg away as you send your right knee over to the left, right arm will open to the right, and your gaze can follow for a supine twist, a twist throughout your entire spinal column. We'll spend 5 rounds of breath right here. And then with slowness, start to unravel, unwind back through center. Shimmy your hips back to the middle of your mat. Use your feet to help you. Right sole of your foot will stay down and your left knee will come in towards your chest. Left palm rests on your shin and give yourself some circles here with the knee. Then move the circles in the opposite direction. Then pause and center. Extend your leg to the sky. Interlace your fingers behind your thigh or your calf. And with that theme of gentleness, encourage your leg in closer towards your body while you keep your hips rooted on the floor. Nothing happens with your left toes. They stay completely relaxed as you focus only on the leg. Then slowly release the leg into tabletop. Press into your right foot as you shimmy your hips slightly left. Then extend your right leg as your left knee falls to the right. Left arm can open out to the left, and your gaze is welcome to follow your left thumb if that's comfortable. 6 rounds of breath right here. Then slowly unravel, unwind back through center. Shimmy your hips to the middle of your mat. Extend your legs long, palms face up next to your hips. You have 60 full seconds in Shavasana, an entire minute. Let your eyes gently close. Allow the rearrangements, readjustments you make in your body to slowly fizzle away as you find stillness. Your mat supportive underneath you, a constant in your ever-evolving yoga journey. Your breath at first intentional and full. As you settle, breath becomes natural, rhythmic, something you do not have to think about. I will call you back when it is time to return to full consciousness. Keep that theme of gentleness alive right here as you begin to invite movement into your fingers and your toes. Gentle roll of your ankles and your wrists. Arms, legs, liven, awaken with the muscular movement. Maybe your hips shimmy a little or lift. You can even rock your head left to right to release any leftover tension in your neck. And then as you're ready, take both knees in towards your chest. Tiny little hug right here, a little bit of compression at the belly, at the hip. Then roll onto either your left or your right side. Let your arm be supportive for your head. Take one inhale, one exhale. Use your helpful palms to press up from your fetal position into a comfortable seat, signaling a rebirth into this new segment of your day. Eyes will meet closed as your palms touch, thumbs in towards your heart center, chin in towards your chest in a gesture of gratitude. Gratitude for choosing to show up this evening in mind, body, and soul and doing something good for you. The light and the teacher in me will always walk with and will always learn from the light and the teacher in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for class. Let me get the mic back on. There we go. Nice to see you. Is it Valerie? Hello. All right. Well, I'm glad you're here today. I think your mic is off. So if you want to talk, you can click around on your computer, see if you can get the mic on. But if you don't feel like it, don't worry about it. But I'm really glad you were here. I hope that, you felt a little bit better this evening. Yes, so I think your mic is still off. Don't worry about it. I don't care if you don't want to talk to me or not. It's okay. I don't judge you on that.
I have trouble with my breath tonight, and I had my dog whipping her toy at me. So it's kind of I'm still trying to push through it.
You did awesome. I saw like your little dog's kind of head and tail bopping through. I didn't realize she was trying to get you to play with her. That's so funny.
Her dog, she was whipping her toy at my
little cutie. You know what? That is a challenge right there to get over in a yoga practice. And you stayed, you did it. Good job.
I tried.
Good work, Valerie.
Thank you. This is good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm glad you could make it. Yeah, it's definitely a different take on a traditional Hatha Vinyasa class, but sometimes it's good to kind of do something a little bit different. So I'm going to stop recording the class now.